90.
Hello, listeners. This is Christopher from The Christopher Show. Hey, if you missed one of our shows here at KMET, don't worry about it. You can go to our webpage, and that's KMET1490am.com. Go to the homepage, click on the SoundCloud tab, and hear any show anytime you want.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez. We got Jesse Sanchez over there in the room, making sure everybody's doing all what they need to do for this day and beyond. Jesse, what's going on over there?
Good morning. Yes, I am just enjoying this beautiful day. Excited to go home and watch Halo. And hopefully I want to hit out the theaters later today.
Ooh, what's happening at the theaters?
So, do you remember that movie that I said I was going to watch last week?
Oh, yes.
So, apparently I was wrong.
You were wrong on the release date.
Right. It was this week. I'm like, so that's what I'm going to watch.
Okay, all right. And for our members who don't remember you say that last week, including myself, I'm not going to lie, I forgot what the movie was. Can you repeat that so that we can know what to go watch?
Yes. The movie is called The Lost City with Sandra Bullock.
Yes!
And Channing Tatum. You remember that now?
I do. I don't know why. You know what? The first one that came to my head was Morbius. That's why. I was thinking Morbius was like something you would probably want to watch. And I'm not going to lie, I didn't take you for a Sandra Bullock fan. But evidently I was 100% wrong.
I like Sandra Bullock. I mean, I don't watch all of her movies. I mean, there was one movie, what was it, where she was, I can't remember. She was like a alcoholic. She went to like rehab.
28 Days.
Yes.
28 Days.
I do watch movies. I watch not just scary movies and science fiction. I watch them all just because I have to watch it or else I can't judge it.
Yeah.
So I do watch them all.
Yeah, I get that. I understand that. Well, you know what? Here's what I say. The good news is we all are alive. We all are having a measure of, well, that depends on how you view it, because there are some things surging really big, and now the news is out about it. Too. I saw this on a post. As I say to everybody, I watch ABC, obviously us being an affiliate. But I go subscribe to their Instagram account, right? And they have really good stories every now and then. I subscribe to some other news media outlets too, but they finally said it, and I thought, you know what? Thank you for finally saying it that way. It's something we've been saying here already, and they literally say share of cases from the more contagious to subvariant doubles in LA County. Now that's in LA County. Now I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I actually I got a call on the phone, and I was at BJ's restaurant last night, right? And the call was basically, hey, by the way, don't forget it's really bad out there. And I was at BJ's. You know how when you eat, you don't have your mask on because you're eating, right? And of course, everybody has pretty much their face masks off, except for some of the waiters. Not all, right? Some of the waiters didn't wear a face mask at all. Others did. You know, it's more like it's not mandatory anymore. It's just like, hey, if you want to, you do, right? Now, I had my face mask with me. I wasn't going face maskless, right? But when I went to the restroom, I was kind of like, do I wear my face mask? Do I not wear my face mask? Should I wear my face mask? Am I wearing my face mask? What should I do? And I was reminded by this friend. I'm glad they gave me a call, and they said, hey, don't forget. And I said, yeah, you're right. And so I put my face mask back on, even going to the restroom, and then, until I got, obviously, on the outside of the BJ's restaurant, which is actually in the Montebello Mall. All right. I was going to go get some jeans, too, but I didn't have time. So I guess my point in sharing that is when you go out and about, know that it is out there, okay? This is what the headline is saying. It's not the news any of us want to hear. County health officials say the percentage of infections with the more contagious OM2 variant has doubled. While overall case numbers remain low, is it time to raise our guard again? That's been the question for the last week and a half. You've been seeing a lot of people going, why are we relaxing when things are still here, right? Why are we relaxing when Europe is as bad as it is, right? So people are thinking at least, oh, that's right. Because some people are just literally going back to the way it was before the coronavirus started. You know what I mean? Which is interesting and odd at the same time. Now I'm not gonna lie. I was invited out because my friend wanted to see the game of soccer, right? Soccer, Mexico against U.S. All right. So he's like, "Hey, what bar can we go to go watch it?" And I'm like, "Well, BJ's because I wanted my steak." You know what I mean? They have really good steaks if it's prepared well. But my point is this. He wanted to go, we talked some business, we talked some shop for the show here on ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM, about van living and glamping and how we could take it next level for the general public to be able to see that, hey, for like $508 or so, you can get a van that you could live in, and that's your rent. And it has solar panels, it has solar everything on the vehicle, and so it's all inclusive. And they have programs, oddly enough. You know how you get vehicles for 5-year plan, 6-year plan, and then you break up your payments? Well, they have a 20-year plan for these, what they call B-class vans. And they're made in a way that you can live in them. They have a restroom. Some of them, the Ram has one in the rear. They have a bathroom. So it's great for the one who wants to travel or just live in the way that they do. So it's not like an RV. Don't think RV. RV is kind of big, kind of expensive. And RV, you have to have certain places that you can park it, right? But this is like a regular, imagine, okay, like those little limousine vans that sometimes you see stars come out in, or if they have, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I know at AFM, they would have shuttles. They call them shuttles. And so you see those kind of go around. It looks like that on the outside, right? So it doesn't look like your typical van on the inside that you can live in. It basically looks like a tour bus, if that makes sense, for like a good row of people. If they put just seats in there, and you could like tour everybody, around, like a sightseeing tour. But it has the function of a kitchen. It has the function of a bathroom. It has the function of a sleeping area. It has the function of a TV. It has the function of electronics because of the solar on it. So we were talking about how can we make that really cool for those of you that watch us and or tune in and or kind of just say, oh, it's a thing, especially during coronavirus. There are some ladies that have gone this way and actually lived out of the van. There's one lady I follow on social media. She's really good. Her name is, hold on, let me bring it up. I asked my mom to send it to me because my mom got hooked on this girl. Christian Schaefer, all right? And Christian Schaefer is a YouTuber that actually, she just makes sense about it. She's lived in it about 3 years, all right? And she started off as, I will say this, like she was a manager, I believe, of a, how do I say it? She was a manager of a, I don't even know if I want to say this story because I don't want to give people like a thought about that. Anyway, she was a manager of a store, okay? And she was able to do it in the U.S. Then she went to Europe and she did it. She's like, you know what? Corporate life is not for me. All right. And so she went this route. I think she started off like a 6-month run, 3 to 4 to 5, 6-month run, right? But just put that in your head for a bit and go, okay, what does that look like? Does that mean like somebody just completely said, all right, I'm going to live life on the road? I'm going to live life in just my own way. How am I going to live life, right? And I'll show you a picture of her site. It's christianschaeffer.art, okay? SCHAFFER.art, okay? And this is her on the video. This is her website, okay? And she does a lot of sponsorship deals, okay? It helps supplement her, what she does. She's actually a photographer, so she has a drone. It's really neat, and she has the drone in her van. She has a really nice lens. She puts it all in the insurance, and her van is converted in a way that I would want it. All right. Now, there's some that kind of come built kind of very standard, and they don't look really that way. But the one that you're seeing in front of you on our social media channel, and if you're tuning in on the radio, just check it out on your device. Unless, of course, you're driving, then just check it out later. Subscribe to us. Aaron M. Sanchez. I'm going to go ahead and push the video. Hopefully it doesn't lock up my my whole computer here. But what you'll see is some pretty cool stuff that she does on the road. And this video is her living on the road. And her space is very functional. It's very tight. It's very nice. That's her drone shots that she's able to do herself. She does it all herself. She does her videos herself. She probably sends it to an editor to kind of compile it together, but she does it all herself. So she's on Instagram, Christian Schaefer. All right. And she honestly used to live just in like a little SUV in this way, kind of like, anybody would, like, if you have a Forerunner or an adventure vehicle. But she upgraded to this. Now, when you can make payments affordable like this, I tell you, man, you could do it all in any way that you want. And the way it looks, that's a vehicle that would be able to be parked outside. Like, okay, I guess the only thing you would think of it, Jesse, is like, what is that vehicle? Is it an FBI monitoring vehicle? That's what it looks like. You know what I mean? Because she doesn't want you to know. Right? If she's like at a Target for the day or shopping somewhere, she doesn't want you to know that she's going to be living in this van. She doesn't. She has the safety. She's a girl's girl. You know what I mean? This is her fun friend, Jimmy Chin, who's also a photographer and director, and he check it out her pad, as you say. But she has the ability to do some really cool stuff. All right, and he's checking out all of her cutlery and her pillows, which actually those pillows are really smart. She designed those to be where she puts her comforters in, so she just pockets it and puts it away. She's got storage space in there. It's all done very nice. It's not like a mess. She puts nice roofing in there, which you could do yourself and or stain it. Some people actually fix up their vehicles of a van. They buy a cheap van and then they fix it up on the interior and they live in it. Or bonus room, you know what I mean? And because you got solar on it, I think she's got 3 panels on this vehicle. It actually gives you the rest of what you need for the rest of the day. Now, I don't know if she has a television in there. She probably has the one hidden away. Some actually have televisions right away. Some of them do composting toilets. Some of them do other types of things. But she has it for herself, really, really functional. Now, her van is a shorter van than some vans. Okay, I want a van bigger than this one, technically. That's longer, not wider, all right? But she has it very, very simple. This is her shopping at I think Target or Walmart or Costco, I don't really know. But the inside looks like a home. And I think that's what she wants from it, but this is what she does. And so I'm following her, I'm subscribed to her, I'm a fan of her, because she makes it make sense for people during coronavirus. If you lost your job, Jesse, or you lost your ability to pay down debt, right? Right around the area of LA is anywhere from like a room, maybe 1,300 to probably 14, 15, 16, 1,700, all right? In LA for a room, right? Or what they call a studio, right? Anything above that is pretty average for everyone, yeah? Now, this woman gets to travel, honestly, the world if she wants to. She can ferry over into, Europe if she wants to. She could take it with her anywhere. It's her place of space. And when you look at her vehicle, you just go, you know what? It's so simple. And for a woman like this to be able to get up in the morning and put on her makeup, do her hair drying, and do all the things that she wants to do, it is something that helps her live simple and in a very safe way, right? She has her protection in there. There's a video where she talks about the protection and the guards that you want to do if you do it as a lone woman. But you and me, Jesse, we would be able to do this like easy. You know what I mean? We would probably be able to do this for at least 3 months straight. You know what I mean? Now, do I recommend it for a couple? There's a lot of couples that do this, oddly enough. She's single, but there are couples that actually do it, and they do it really well. And then they have like a business on the side, but they like to maybe just go from place to place. And you'll see her in a nice space because she could park anywhere in the wilderness or on the road, and just like a regular vehicle, be all right with it, right? She has a membership to a state parks, so she can use their amenities if she needs to. She has a gym membership, so if she wants to take a really nice shower and or workout, she just does that cross country, right? So there are some brands that reach out to her, and that she may reach out to them, that she may work with as a collaboration, kind of like we do here on the show. We have a lot of collaborations, a lot of, hey, did you know this vehicle exists? We do those a lot of. But so the point is, we were speaking about this as of yesterday at BJ, so we were talking business, but we were still very obvious about right? Now, she's very safe. She still wears her face mask out in public, but in her own dig, she is fine, and she could travel the world, really. So she does everything functional. She makes it make sense, and honestly, it looks really cool. So if you can, go follow her on social media, all right? Christian Schaeffer, all right? ChristianSchaeffer, SCHAFFER.art. And she has her website there. You can see all of her stuff. Also does some pretty good collabs, branding, and opportunities. She's been featured on New York Times, Forbes, the Huffington Post, Daily Mail, USA Today, and rightly so. And she has a great YouTube channel. She creates all her own content, but she does something that honestly a lot of people know about. I'm just discovering. I'm not going to lie. I've not heard of this, but it is what I would call adventure life in a van. Okay. Some people use a smaller van and they makeshift it on the inside. I say if you got the money, go with a minimum. And she has like a Ram, right? Figure out a 20-year plan on this, because at the end of the day, some people go, well, do I want to pay it off for 20 years? Well, you can always prepay it ahead of time, but go with the maximum, because at the end of the day, even if you find a home, at some point, Jesse, you're going to want this as your bonus room. You know what I mean? This is like your little comfortable pad, and you could drive it anywhere. So go. Huh?
Like, I know I would love to live in a van and stuff like that, but to be honest, I don't think I would be able to, and that's because I like to buy stuff and hang stuff up.
Oh, I get it. You have a lot of stuff in your yeah. I get that. You have to downsize in a way or put it in storage. She has a lot of stuff in her storage because she comes from a home. A lot of these people come from a home. It's not like they start off fresh like this. There are some young ones that start off, and they have a pad to go back to. But it is an option that I think is good versus going homeless, right? A lot of people will go homeless, go in tents, and they go that route. I go, why do that when you can do this? And people think that homeless have no money. They have at least some money usually, right? Especially certain ones that are of a certain age. Sometimes they get Social Security. Sometimes they get retirement. Sometimes they get unemployment, right? But why not put it in a way that puts you in a good way, in a safe way, not where you're living on the streets where you're going to get a lot of things, right? Why do that when this is an option before that happens, right? I'm not saying all of them have an option. I'm not saying they all have good credit. I'm not saying they have stuff. But I'm saying if you were on the verge of that, why not do this type of, thing? Because it's affordable. And people are already living out of their cars. I've seen that. But they're not able to take a shower. They're not able to take, the basic things. You see a lot of homeless at the beach, right? And the reason they go to the beach is, well, it's free-ish, right? You have amenities there, but I've seen people pretty, unwell there. So there's that. But that aside, I guess I'm saying during coronavirus, this is a really good option to save your money during a time where everybody's spending money, and during the time where prices are sky high. She gets her energy for free because of her solar, right? So she doesn't pay for energy. And then she just keeps her expenses. You know what? Let's put it this way. If you gave her a $180,000 job or $140,000, $130,000 job, she'll make it go far. You know what I mean? But you could live in your van and work at a place of employment too. You don't even have to quit your job. She does a telecommuting thing, so she does everything virtual. So for her and for others, it works, right? But let's say you just want to go tour the U.S. That's just a cool thing to tour. And I say give it at least 3 weeks. You give it 3 weeks, see if you could do it. And you don't have to get a motel. You don't have to get a hotel, which is already, I went to Texas and I spent, a good handful of money just to get there and then to come back. But, you don't have to have it that way. You have your fridge, you got your food there. You get only what you need. If you have a smoothie every single day and use, the simple stuff for that, you'll lose weight. So I'm just saying it's something that I think people should at least have in the back of their mind, and even if they don't use it for themselves, they'll use it for somebody else. Does that make sense? because they'll say, hey, why not consider this?
No, it does make sense. It does.
Yeah. So it's something we're talking about, and evidently we have a contact which we haven't pursued just yet over at Winnebago. So we'll probably be talking to them in the weeks ahead. But I just want to put that out there because I want you guys all to consider something kind of neat, kind of different, and then go follow Christian and find out her videos. Because at the very least, you'll probably say, you know what? How can I live simply? And how can I just not have to worry about I'll give you an idea. When my mom saw it, she's now starting to think like, how can I make it so that I don't have to like have a bunch of clutter around the house, right? So she's just looking at it from that standpoint. She's like, no, I still want a one bedroom. But it's a good thing to put in your head. All right. So all right, we gotta take a quick little break. We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
KMET 1490 AM with you everywhere you go by downloading our free smartphone apps found on the KMET website, KMET1490am.com. You can also go to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store on your phone to download the free app. Now you can listen live or play any of your favorite programmers' podcasts using your smartphone. Go to KMET1490am.com and download your free phone app today.
Recording me makes you feel safer. That's fine. I support you in doing that. But here's what's going to happen next. You're going to do me a favor, and I'm going to do you a favor so we can both go on about our day.
What favor can I do for you?
You're going to slow it down when passing through here. We got a lot of traffic. I'm going to rip that Biden-Harris bumper sticker off the back of your car so people don't think you're an idiot.
The Dave Weinbaum Show. Sunday morning, Pacific time, 11 a.m.
Summer's almost here, and you know what that means. Sunny days and hot temperatures that make you want to stay inside. Franklin Mechanical Systems can repair or replace your air conditioning unit to get it working before the heat hits. For cleaning, repair, or a new installation, call them for a free estimate. Franklin Mechanical Systems is the one for all your residential and commercial air conditioning needs. Call their Beaumont office at 951-845-1000. That's 951-845-1000 and get cool today.
World-renowned psychologist, relationship expert, and best-selling author Dr. Carmen Hara hosts Live Now every Friday morning at 9 o'clock on Smart Talk Radio. Dr. Hara offers profound wisdom, practical advice, daily exercises, and empowering predictions, all for you. Experience your own positive transformation as Dr. Hara personally guides you to the answers that you have been seeking. Live Now with Dr. Carmen Hara every Friday morning at 9 o'clock Pacific Time on KMET Radio, podcast by SoundCloud.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. Jesse, I know you got some things you're looking at over there. I saw your alert face. I go, what's going on over there? What's happening?
Oh my God. Well, during the commercial break, yeah, you saw my face. I was watching a video, a story about a 14-year-old who died after falling from a ride at a park in Orlando.
Oh, no.
Yes. And it's like one of those rides where it goes all the way up, spins, and just like does like a free fall thing.
Oh, no.
And so, oh my God. And then I saw the video. He flies out, and I'm just like, my eyes bulge out because it's just like he's a kid, and I'm just like, I'm still looking into the story, but it's horrifying.
Do you know which park it was at?
I do not. Let's see, Orange County Sheriff, Orlando. Not quite sure. It was completely in shock. I was just like, I've never seen anything like that. And that's absolutely horrifying, at least for me, because I've never liked roller coasters to begin with.
Yeah.
So it's just like, and then I'm like, and the question is like, don't they like test for like security and stuff like that?
Well, usually they do. That's why I kind of want to know where this was at. So when you get that information, get it back to me, and then
I got it. So it says it's a 14-year-old boy died Thursday night after falling from a ride at an Orlando amusement park that takes passengers 430 feet in the air before plummeting down to the ground at 70 miles per hour. It is a place called Icon Park in Orlando.
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. That's not good.
Yes, and the video was taken by a bystander, and like I said, like I was watching the video, I will not share it because that's just
Oh, I see those things. I hate those things. The ones that jut up and then jut down. Yeah, I see the. I'll bring that up. It's not graphic. It's just the ride. Kind of, you can see it near the cop car. Yeah, that's. Ooh, I'm not gonna lie. There's some places I go. Yeah, I don't know if I trust those. But yikes. Yeah, it was Icon Park around 11 p.m. last night, and he fell to his death. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, and he later died from injuries. He was rushed to the hospital. Oh, that's sad. It's a drop tower. That's what they call it. The drop tower attraction stands at 430 feet high, which makes it the world's tallest freestanding drop tower. The ride can accommodate 30 riders when loaded to capacity. There was probably something about his seatbelt that didn't work. I bet it became undone in the middle of it. You know how they double check? And they're like, you know what I mean? Like anybody that's ever been to any one of those, they double check. You go, oh, why are you double checking? Sometimes you think that because they don't want you to, not be fastened all the way. Sometimes they get half fastened. You know what I mean? Yeah, Monterey Williams says, at first we thought it was a piece of the ride, whatever, until we got a little closer and it was a person laying on the ground. Oh, everyone was just panicking and screaming. Oh, that's terrible. I feel bad for the family. I feel bad for this boy.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at the video. I won't post it or share it. Mainly because I won't show a kid's death.
Yeah.
I literally thought something fell from the ride. I did not know it was a person until
from the video.
From the video, because all you see is just something fall down.
And that could have been a friend of the family or somebody else. Check it out, somebody else, huh?
And then the video pans down. I was like, is that a person?
Yeah.
Yeah, my jaw's just dropping. I can't even imagine the parents, what they're feeling right now.
Yeah. Well, here's the sad thing. This isn't the first time, evidently. According to this information, this isn't the first time that Icon Park has experienced a fatal accident in recent years. A 21-year-old park employee died after falling 200 feet from the Orlando Starflyer attraction while performing a safety check. The employee was about halfway up the 450-foot tall structure before he fell to his death and struck a platform below the ride. First responders said the man had gone into cardiac arrest when they were called to the scene shortly after 8 a.m. on September 14, 2020. Well, okay, I get that. I understand that. That's like a, you know how they do performance checks like on roller coasters here and like at Magic Mountain. That's what that situation is more like. But this situation is a whole other one. This is one of those where I sometimes I look at some of these places and I go, I don't know that I trust you to make sure I'm safe on this ride. Sometimes you take your own kind of, you assume it's good because everybody's doing it day in and day out. But to be that child or the family of that child, that's really bad. I mean, a 14-year-old is a 14-year-old boy who thought he was going to do something the rest of his life. And now he's not. You know what I mean? And that's horrible. You know what I mean? It's horrible. And is it preventable? I think once they investigate it properly, it will have been preventable. But yeah, I don't know what to say about that. All I know is yeah, I don't know what to say about that.
Right. It's just when you go to these parks, you just got, you take your risk into your hands when you ride these roller coasters, even at like Disneyland and Magic Mountain and stuff like that.
You do. It's true. That's why that's what's
the excitement, right?
Well, I don't know if that's the excitement. You never go, oh, I'm gonna go and maybe die this day. You never do that, right? It's the up and downs of the thrills of it, but you hope that the people look. Okay, I put it this way. That's when you want employees to follow safety protocols. You know what I mean? You don't want them to cut corners. You want them to constantly be doing the same thing. And even if you're an employee of one of these places, you have a responsibility to double check that everybody's safe before they go up and out, right? Now I will say Magic Mountain is one of those where I go, right? But I've done it. Because you don't want to look like that guy around the lady, especially if you're single and you're like trying to make an impression. Like, I'm the tough one, right? But as many times as these things happen, I'm gonna sound like that guy when he talks about like it's still safe to fly. It's the best, of the times that this has ever happened. This is one of those things that it's rare when it does happen, but it usually happens. Well, I'm not even gonna say that. This has happened at Disneyland a few times, where like one might hit another. Right? I think that happened once, like maybe 8 years back or so. They've had injuries on these rides, but somebody falling to their death usually is rare, right? But they've had some like collide and some like, so I'm not going to say that they're 100%. But of all the rides of every day of everything, you want the attraction place to do safety checks and performance checks. That's why when they close certain rides down, you go, all right, well, at least they're checking it, right? It might be disappointing to everybody else, but they're doing what they need to do to keep everybody safe each and every day, right? There's some rides that, nothing's going to happen, like Pirates of the Caribbean. The pirates don't come alive and kill you, right? They don't, Jesse, just so you know. But
you never know. God, that's a horrifying thing now. Great.
but it's a small world after all. That's not going to hurt you, right? So that's a very basic one. But Space Mountain, Space Mountain. I remember one time when we were on Space Mountain, I felt this feeling of, I don't know if I want to go on it. And then sure enough, they stopped it midway and they turned on the lights. It was that bad. And thankfully we were at the bottom of the ride when it happened. And I was like, so this is Space Mountain, because you never ever see it with the lights on as a general public member, right? I've seen it with the lights on, but I was glad that they stopped us. But I got that feeling before I got on the ride. That I remember telling my friend, I don't know, maybe we shouldn't go on this, but we went on it anyway. And I was like, yep, there it is. But we were safe at the end of the day. But it was that feeling of, do we not? And I say, trust your instinct. I've had that several times. One time I was at Magic Mountain and they started shooting. We were on that one, Viper. We were on Viper, and this was when I was like 15, and I had this feeling like, I don't know, and then they said, well, we're experiencing difficulties, we're probably gonna not, and then we finally walked away, and I was like, all right, well, that was good, but then somebody started, and that was around the Ronnie King trials and all that. Remember that? That was way back when. But I've had that feeling a few times. I've learned to trust it. I've learned to just go, whatever that feeling is, it's a little bit of like fear, but it's a different type of fear. Because I've been on that ride before, which is a fun ride, but it wasn't the ride, it was a situation. So I guess my point is this, just like you hope in the U.S. that the government does safety protocols and does things, it's kind of like that at a ride. So I have a feeling something was either undone or somebody didn't watch everything. That's what I'm going to say about that. That's the only thing I think we can learn from this, which is, employees, do your job. Amusement parks, do your job. And when you get in these rides, make sure you're fastened in, right? I usually joke about when I get one of those. I go, oh no, I didn't put my seatbelt on. I freak everybody out, but I did. But at least the moment I do that, people look at theirs and go, oh wait, so because nobody wants it at the end of the day. You want to be safe in these rides, and that's the fun when you get off the ride. It's the thrill of the up, the down, and everything. I loved Batman the ride. Were you ever on Batman the ride, Jesse?
I have not ever been on that ride.
All right. Speaking of Batman, you saw Batman, and did they tease at the Joker?
They teased at the Joker. Yes, at the very end. They did do a small tease at the end of the Joker.
Okay, because now they're posting certain deleted scenes of the Joker, so they're saying there's a huge franchise coming from the obvious Robert Pattinson. So I think it made enough money, so I think they're probably going to make a number 2, a number 3, a number 4, a number 5. So I think that's the good news of the day.
Oh, okay. You're talking about the deleted scene that they released yesterday for the Joker.
Yes.
Gotcha. I actually saw that scene.
Yeah, I didn't. Is it good?
It was interesting. It kind of felt like Agent Starling and Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs.
He kind of does that.
Yeah.
What does he do? Yeah.
Yeah. So it was interesting. I did like the way the Joker looked. It was interesting, because like when you assume someone falls into a vat of acid, because that's what happens to the Joker.
Always, yeah.
So you would assume his body or his face would be scarred.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Got it.
So it's a little bit more horrifying look at the Joker. So I don't know how the movie's already long enough. So I'm glad they cut it, but it was interesting. I wonder what they'll do for the next one.
All right, well, that'll be interesting. I have yet to see it. I'm thinking about maybe seeing it this weekend if I get time. I'm already on 2 books. I'm on my 3rd book coming soon, so I got to get that, and then I got to get an artist to do the pictures. But I'm thinking about how should I release that, Jesse? Should I release it just manuscript form in a book form, and then get an artist along the way, or should I get an artist before I go to book form, or should I do it completely different, just hand out 100 copies of the first 100, sign them for it, and then say, hey, why don't you give this a read, and then first edition, or what do you think?
I think a couple pictures wouldn't hurt, depending on the type of book that you're writing.
Well, one's about a caterpillar. All right, it's a really cute story about a caterpillar.
Children's book, I would suggest pictures.
Okay, and then the other one is about, I don't want to give it away entirely, but I'll say this. When you want to be a good father, what do you not do?
You do not drive away when you go for the milk.
You know what? Yes. The answer is yes, Jesse.
Like,
I like that one. There might be the 8th story I do not drive away with milk. You know what? I didn't even think about that one, but yes, when you want to be a good father, don't drive away with the milk. That's very true. All right, people, we're going to take a quick little break. We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Are you paying rent because you think you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you renting because you don't believe that you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? The Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com, license under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Tried shipping a package lately? It's amazing how difficult and time-consuming it can be. Packing, envelopes, boxes, second-day ground, next-day air, it's all enough to give you a headache. Next time, do yourself a favor, go with the pros at the UPS store in Beaumont. They'll pack it right and let you know all your shipping options. You can also take care of everyday tasks like copies, faxing, notary services, and live scan fingerprinting. And while you're there, pay your Edison, gas company, and Verizon bills. Open extended hours Monday through Saturday. The UPS store in Beaumont, located in the Oak Valley Plaza at 1440 Beaumont Avenue. Call 951-769-5956. That's 951-769-5956. Online at the upsstorelocal.com/5027 or Google 5027.
We're in the studio with Fred Penny, managing attorney with Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers. Fred, tell us what makes you the #1 choice for handling personal injury cases.
Most of our firm is made up of former insurance company trial lawyers with extensive experience handling all types of personal injury matters. We believe that gives us a distinct advantage.
That's Penny & Associates Injury Lawyers with locations throughout California. For a free consultation, go to pennyandassociates.com or call 1-800-616-4LAW. That's 1-800-616-4LAW.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM. We appreciate each and every one of you. Let's do our social media chat room. Chat up with Stephanie Reed. We got Stephanie Reed saying hello, happy editing and onset for this glorious, gloomy, awesomeness, busy day ahead for today. Rosalie Huerta tuning in from Downey. Awesome. Stephanie Reed says, I got all my spring cleaning done of the mop and clean all baseboards. That's awesome. Rowena is tuning in from Italy. Yay. Jose Rubio tuning in as well. And Stephanie Reed says, or even like Cedar Point, you should always be very careful, right? Yeah, that's what I agree on 100%. Jesse, there's some news over there. What's going on?
Oh, my God. Okay, so my fiance shared this story with me, and it is by far the stupidest story I've ever heard. I mean, whoever whoever did this is absolutely, they're horrible. They're trash to me. Just absolute trash. Okay.
All right.
So the owner of a dog in North Carolina gave him up because they believed he was gay.
Wait, what?
Yes, the owner of a dog in North Carolina gave him up because they believed he was gay. The dog Fezco is now looking for a new owner. He's already been adopted, by the way. So yeah, according to the shelter, the owners rejected Fezco after they saw him mounting another male dog, a common canine behavior, which is pretty common. I mean,
It's very common. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you, as the responsible party, don't do the right thing, and obviously, is it spay or neuter? I can never get that right.
I think it's neuter male, spay female.
Yeah, and even then, they still have this like thing that they do, right? Oh,
Yeah.
he's so cute, Jesse.
Right? And this is like they do that to assert dominance, but like how could you?
You know what? Here's what I say: good riddance. This dog does not need a dummy owner. I mean, who does that? You know, animals in the wild do that. Very common. I've seen 2 female camels do that to each other. Because I used to like I was called Farmer Aaron. It was a part-time job during the summer for the kids. And I saw 2 camels, and it was like, look away, kids. And I'm like, those are female, and one was humping the other, right? With no ability to hump. Like, imagine 2 camels humping. You get it? But it was serious. It really happened. And I was like, those are female. How do they? And then I did some research and go, oh, it's a thing, like you said. But yeah, but this dog is so cute. Here he is. Oh, it's so adorable.
Right? I mean, like if I was the person who worked at the sanctuary or vet or whatever he decided to drop him off, I'd be like, "Excuse me?"
Yeah.
And I'd just start laughing because and I'd probably start crying afterwards because that's just the dumbest reason ever. It's absolutely stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
That makes me mad.
Yeah. Stanley County Animal Protective Services. After his owner saw him mounting another male dog and assumed he's gay. They're just dumb. Everybody knows animals do that. Period, end of story. Like, is that how off you are in your head that you don't know this? Like, that's why I say this dog is better for having found a better family.
He found a better forever home, and
yeah,
I mean, come on, that's absolutely stupid.
Yeah. Well, that's actually what one of the what they said. It says it was one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. That's just pack behavior. Oh, I didn't even know that. It's pack behavior. Yeah, the couple decided to rename their new 4-legged family member. Oh, good, because I would not want the name of whatever that. You're like, I don't want any trace of you. You're an idiot. Oscar Wilde. So, but Oscar wasn't feeling well when they arrived to pick him up Tuesday. Nichols said to the Charlotte Observer, what is almost as concerning as the idea that he's gay and that the person gave him up for that reason is the fact that the owner apparently didn't do anything to take care of his dog. Oh, what? I told you, what a dummy. He said, let's see, it was pretty apparent to me that he has not seen a good meal or a groomer in his life either. Oscar was extremely sweet. Okay, so when he dropped him off, he wasn't in the best of conditions. So they nursed him back to health, right? They said he obeyed commands just like he had been listening to me all of his life. Oh, how cute. He said I told him to jump in the car. He jumped in and sat down on the seat. Oh, he was just happy to be out of like harm's way.
Oh, you see, look, that makes me angrier. I was like, just the condition of the dog. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I can judge a person by how they treat their animals.
You know what? True. That's very true. That's very true. There's little Oscar. Oh, he's so cute. Nichols called the staff at the Stanley County shelter real heroes for taking care of Oscar, who will share a home with the couple's Chihuahua Terrier mix, Harry. He said, this was just a one-time thing for us, but they do this stuff every day and deal with it all the time. They don't get the attention they deserve for what they're doing. Oscar's humping was a common canine behavior that is not necessarily sexual in nature, according to reports. Melissa Nicely of Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Animal Care and Control told the outlet that dogs are not a species that have intercourse for pleasure. Their humping is considered a dominance behavior, and both male and female dogs engage in it. Yeah, that's true. Actually, I've seen girl dogs do this to a male dog, and you're like, what are they doing? Let's see. Nichols said, my little dog used to hump an old English sheepdog that was 5 times his size just to show him he was boss. Can you see that in your head? Do you even want to?
I don't want to picture that, but I can picture that. Like, yeah, I'm the boss.
Yeah. And then others are like, even if he is, let him be. Which I can tell you right now, this dog, if you put him with a female, he's like, yeah, give me puppies. Because at the end of the day, that is animal behavior. But, animals want puppies. And even if you thought he was of a certain, preference, you know what I mean? That's the dumbest thing since sliced bread. And even if he was, why would you be that person to be that dumb? So either way you slice it or dice it, this is just one of those points of there are dumb people in the world, and I'm glad I don't know them, because I probably would say a couple words. Like, seriously, how can you be so stupid?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll give him this. At least he gave him up and he didn't do worse. I'll give the guy that. Because nobody would have known anything about this dog.
Exactly.
So I'll give him some common sense. I'll give him that. At least he did the right thing, the responsible thing. Take it to a shelter, drop it off, and let somebody who is responsible take care of this forever friend. And I'm glad that happened. So I'm going to say yay to that. And I'm going to say yay to little Oscar, who looks so happy and so happy now. And so fun, because he's a fun dog. You can tell he's a fun dog. So there you go. All right, people, we're going to take a quick little break. We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Keep the comments coming. We'll see you around the corner.
Your health truly is the greatest gift. At U-Theory, quality of life is at the heart of every product we make. From farm to shelf, we travel the world to source the purest, most efficacious, and clinically studied ingredients to create science-backed supplements that support beauty, emotional, digestive, and physical well-being. All U-Theory products are manufactured at our Southern California facility, ensuring the highest quality standards every step of the way. As a family-owned company, we celebrate the power of human potential with a mission to inspire wellness in all. Try U-Theory Immune Plus Daily Wellness. 100% daily values of vitamin C, D3, and zinc. Go beyond the you of today and catch the you of tomorrow. U-Theory.
Mattress Brothers Overstock Mattress Sale. Just $3.99 for a foam-encased queen pillow top set. $3.99. Check out Mattress Brothers $3.99 Overstock Sale. Mattress Brothers at 120 West Redlands Boulevard in Redlands. The $3.99 Overstock Sale is on now. $3.99 for a foam-encased queen pillow top set. Mattress Brothers also has locations in Hemet, Riverside, and Palm Desert. The $3.99 queen pillow top sale on now. New teen driver in the family? Just bought your first home? Have a new bundle of joy? Every life change matters, and by reviewing your insurance policy with Little & Sons Insurance Services, you could be benefiting with big savings. Little & Sons Insurance Services, a family-owned insurance agency who values the old-fashioned way of doing business. They work for you, not an insurance company, meaning your best interests are at heart. They can custom tailor your policy based on specific needs at a price you can afford. Home, auto, or business, you're covered. Call 1-844-9-LITTLE. That's 1-844-9-LITTLE, or go online to little, the letter N, sons.com. That's littlensons.com.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. We appreciate each and every one of you, and there's lots to talk about. And not going to lie, I probably will keep on speaking after the show. If you want to follow me, Aaron M. Sanchez, on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube Live as well. So check it out. Jesse usually has to go because he has another show to do right after ours. Speaking of which, what is the show after ours on KMET 1490 AM, Jesse?
After you, today is a show called Live Now with Dr. Carmen Hara.
Oh, that's a good show. Yeah, absolutely. So download our app.
It's a call-in show, so if you feel like calling in, you can.
Yeah, KMET, 1490 AM. Check it out on your device, whether it be an iPhone and or Android. We're on everywhere. Or you could even type it in. If you're at work and you're on a desktop, just type in KMET 1490 AM, press the play button, and you can listen that way as well. You don't have to watch the video version. So there you go. Sometimes it takes extra data as well, especially if you're on a mobile device. So, be mindful of that. All right. Speaking of which, there's a lot of things going on around the world. And I will say this before we head off. Here is a heading, which I'm like, oh no. My mom said this literally, I want to say about 4 or 5 weeks ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, about food shortages. I said, no, it's not going to happen. And now I look at a heading. Biden is warning of food shortages in wake of Russia-Ukraine war. He says it's going to be real. What does that mean? Well, Russia doesn't provide food to us. What does that mean, Jesse?
I have no idea, but to be honest, I've heard about this 3 months ago.
You did?
Yeah, I heard there was tons of people talking like there's going to be a massive food shortage soon, blah, blah, blah. I put it out of mind because I really didn't think about it, but I don't know. Unless it's stuff that grows in the Ukraine. Well,
here's what I've said about food, okay? Fruits and vegetables. I've talked about that because of the cold shift that's been happening. All right, I've been talking about that. There's going to be that one guaranteed. This is why he says it, though, which I'm not really 100% on, because when you think about food, we don't depend on wheat as much as we used to back in the day. All right? But this is what he says. President Biden warned that the Russian invasion of Ukraine will likely cause food shortages in some parts of the world because both countries are major exporters of wheat. In remarks to reporters in Brussels on Wednesday, he said it's going to be real. The price of these sanctions is not just imposed upon Russia. It's imposed upon an awful lot of countries as well, including European countries and our country as well. Both Russia and Ukraine have been the bread basket of Europe in terms of wheat, for example, just to give you one example. What does he mean that sanctions are not just imposed upon Russia, it's on other countries as well? I thought it was only Russia.
I don't know enough about that, the geopolitical stuff. So
I haven't researched this enough to say that, but wheat is not a major food thing. But I will say, if he's starting to signal that, there may be something coming up down the road with this information. And I will say, even my mom kind of tapped into that information as of like weeks ago. So I'm starting to see how it's starting to evolve, and we will see. But here's what I say: learn to live with less. Okay, don't learn to live with smoothies. You know what I mean? Powder and stuff. What? That's a way to get around stuff. Think about it. If you were, I know we have no more time, but if you were like penny poor, invest in meals for days using powder, like at a NutriShop or store where you get all your protein, mix it with water, you got energy for days.
Can I just become a cannibal? I'm just playing. No,
you would be that guy, dude. Seriously. All right, we're gonna see you guys later. Bye, everyone. All right, we're going to stay here with you all tuning in. We appreciate you, however you're tuning in, whether it be on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and or LinkedIn. We appreciate you. Don't forget, follow us at Aaron M. Sanchez. I haven't posted any videos there. I might be posting in the next few weeks a few videos that are very important for you guys to see. But thank you for sharing things with our friends and family. And we call them friends and family because we feel like we've known you guys sometimes. And I'm not going to lie. That one that I talked about earlier, Christian Schaefer. All right, Christian Schaefer really got me thinking, because I've been looking at this for the last few days, and I said, you know what? I feel like I'm ready to travel, right? And so when me and Jose Yoa of the Latino Cyber Guy, you can go follow him on Instagram, we're talking about this. We were talking about maybe a week run, right? See where we take our show and get internet available. I have a friend who has good internet packs, and we've covered his stuff here on the show before. And then get into a van and go cross country and interview people along the way. Wouldn't it be neat if we came to your neck of the woods to be able to have that conversation? I think it'd be really cool. And then, in the van we have the ability for you guys to check out our setup and then be able to do that pretty cool and pretty neat, And I just think it's a thing that we've always, at least here on the show, wanted to do, but I didn't know how to do it. I always thought, like, okay, you know those like buses that put like for the kids, you know, like a birthday party or like a fun time, and you bring in the van or the big bus, and they have like an arcade on the inside. I thought, okay, what if we like used one of those and went cross country and did the show on the inside? Because some people have done that, and they've done it for their show, and I thought, okay, that's pretty cool. But I never thought it would be affordable at like $90,000 for a vehicle to be able to do that. Get that for like a week and a half, and then get the ability to go cross country, you know, in a very affordable vehicle. So I'm going to bring her up again because I want to bring this up. Here's her website, Christian Schaefer, okay? And I really do feel this is the way to go for a lot of people, especially in 20 to like the 30s, okay? Because it's just a really neat way to go, all right? These are some of her photos, okay? And she's an adventurer, man. I don't know how she hiked to this like level, but she did. And then she has a drone that makes sense, so it's pretty cool. She graduated with a degree in business and Spanish from the University of Hawaii at Manoa. She built her career with Abercrombie and Fitch by managing stores in Hawaii, California, Colorado, and Midwest. At 25, she was promoted to Europe and relocated to Milan and then London to learn Italian and trained as an international general manager. Then after 13 months of full immersion near South Italy, she decided to leave her corporate position to pursue photography and long-term travel. These are all the places that evidently she's been. And she's been around the world. I mean, that is like really neat. And all she wanted was an open road. For 11 months, she traveled through 5 continents, 19 countries. She went alone, met up with friends along the way, made new ones along the way too. She went snowboarding in New Zealand, bungee jumping in Costa Rica, clubbing. Whoops, hold on, I skipped up here. This is according to her website. I don't know that much about her. I'm not like, you know, that guy. This is on her website. So, bungee jumping in Costa Rica, clubbing in Dubai, and brunching in Bahrain, camping in Oman, and sand surfing in Jordan. She says she almost died of food poisoning. Yikes, in Thailand. Got lost in Sri Lanka, misplaced her wallet in Australia, and escaped an interrogation in Israel. Boy. She stayed in 21 hostels, 15 hotels, 14 homes, 2 tents, and 1 treehouse. So she's used to traveling. But evidently, she didn't figure out until later how to do it, I feel, in a really smart way, right? Which was this. Boom. All right? And if you're just joining us, I have to say, you gotta check out this video. Go ahead and click play. Click it out, christianschaefer.art. She's done a lot of stills, commercial, prints, journal. I'm going to click on her Instagram, okay, because maybe I did follow her. I don't really remember. Nope, I haven't followed her. I'm going to follow her right now. Okay, so there, I'm going to follow her. She has 286,000 followers, okay, and they're all real, okay. Let's see. So these are her photos of her travels. And you're probably wondering, well, who's taking a picture of her, right? She has drones that do that. So she's really smart. Like, just a drone and yourself, and then do it really cool. I'm going to click on this one right here. And this is her van that she travels in. Let's see. And she's known as a content creator. But granted, it's sideways. I get it. But that's her, and these are her stills. So she really takes the time. But I love it because she works in her van, and the view that she takes her time in. I mean, wouldn't you want to write a book or write a novel or just kind of escape it this way? Like, I would love to wake up to that, right? She states in this one, you can't be out there alone. Who drives the van? Who pays for this? Aren't you scared? Don't you get lonely? You need a man. Why aren't you married? You don't actually live in there. It must be nice having a daddy who pays for everything. What you're doing isn't safe. You're only successful because you are. Shouldn't you have kids by now? What are you doing with your life? What are you running from? What am I running from? Society, man. She quotes Chris McCandless. She says, society and all of its rules and assumptions are an old-fashioned expectations. Out here on the road, you just are. And you know what? I like that. I like that. In other words, she gets a lot of people probably messaging her and having their own thoughts about it. And you know what? That's usually dumb guys. I'll say that. It's usually dumb guys, and it's guys that want to, like, muscle you and say, no, you need to live it this way. And it's usually just because they want to get with her, because, they don't know how to get with her otherwise. Because every guy thinks she's like, that girl, like, oh. But you can't tie down a girl like this. You got to let her be. And if anything, you got to travel with her and have fun with her and just do that, She says this on this one. Wild to think I've called this tiny space home for more than 2 years now. Just posted an updated van tour over on the YouTubes if you're interested in seeing an in-depth tour of how the build has held up after 30,000 miles, as well as some upgrades and organizational techniques I've discovered along the way. Link in bio. So, yeah, but she knows how to put these things together. She does it for brands as well, so she gets paid that way if you're wondering how she gets paid. She's self-sufficient. This is her old vehicle, evidently her SUV, which looks more like a 4Runner. I'm not really sure what that was. Yeah. That's her view. So she went kind of, let's see, when was this posted? June 10th, 2021. All right, so she posts minimal. But this is her van, her cooking. And she lives very nature-wise. I will say this. I feel she should do like food on the road, since she does her own stuff. But that's her setup. Now tell me you wouldn't want to at least rent that for a day. Right? I think the majority of you would. I think it makes sense. Let me go down here. And the reason I'm sharing this is because it just is a different way of viewing things. Actually, let me go back up to this one. Let's see. Click on this one here. Van Life Kitchen and Pantry Tour. Oh, there you go. Okay, so this is a quick little ride in her place. And she got plenty of stuff that she eats. Very vegan. That's her. See, all of her nature stuff. Kale, avocado, green pepper, mushrooms, blueberries, green beans, zucchini, and cucumber, tomatoes, hummus, jalapenos. Oh, I want some salsa right now. And that's very simple. She just put that on her Instagram. Boom, right? So she's very real, and she travels. She remembers safety is a high concern, right? She gets that people message her like, where are you at? Yeah, exactly, stalker. But, you want to make sure that you do it safe. And you're probably seeing some of these photos and you're going, you know what? I want to be there. Like, this is what I want to wake up to. I'm not going to lie. Look at that. And this was with Big Sur. She tagged this one. This is in Big Sur, California. You don't need a permit because you're basically just a van parking. I mean, you want to make sure that you're in an area where, they don't, say, hey, you got to move. But it looks like a normal van. But these are her real photos. Oh, my God. What I wouldn't do to wake up to that. Right? Look at the stars. Oh. Kafer. I can't even pronounce that. This was in 2019. Okay, I see. This is back when she lived out of her SUV. Okay, so she's learned to live in small spaces. As she mentions on her YouTube channel, she is used to it because her mom and her used to do it when she was younger. So she's just used to living with less. And she does it in a really smart way. I mean, talk about forever memories, right? I know this isn't for everyone, but man, is this amazing. So evidently she's been doing this a long time. And you can see that she's, adventure girl, 100%. You got to keep up with this woman because there is no other way to keep up with her, right? But my point is this. She has fun doing it. Now, evidently she's been traveling and taking pictures for a long time, so she has a really good eye. But at the end of it all, now she lives in a van. That's, I think, the best part of her. Sorry, I'm speeding up through this. So that's throughout her life. Let me click on one of these. And again, I'm showing this to you just to give you a perspective that a lot of people don't really get in their life. See, YouTube van tour is live. This is her 19 weeks ago. Let's click through this. So she has herself, but she's living in luxury in the van is my point. And for ladies that go, yeah, but where do you put your stuff? She has it all neatly organized. Oh, here's an example of how she organizes it. I know you're looking sideways. But go to her Instagram. You'll be able to see that. And she unpacks them from her pillow. She's so smart that way. I'm like, oh, that's smart. Van Life COVID-19 Life Update. Okay, so this is what I was talking about earlier of how you can live in this, be free to roam everywhere, have fun on the outside, and be all right as long as you have a source of income or you have something kind of with you along the way. Right? And she still has memberships, to programs. She has and is generating income. She had a savings when she started this. She likes to keep a savings. She talked about that on her YouTube channel. Because she likes to advise others, if this is the life for them. But she's constantly making content. So on her YouTube channel, she gets paid. If you click on the links on stuff, just like when we promote our own videos and our content, obviously, like, support us, keep us going. This is what we do. That's all that she asks, right? So, all right, I'll give you less sideways. There you go. That's one of her videos. But again, it's very, very doable, right? All right, let me click off of this. Let me hide desert alarm. Yes, I follow you. There you go. Yeah, this is my account, so there you go. All right, so how cool is that, though? What do you guys think about that? Let's see. Stephanie Reed says, I know that I seen the National Guard at Walmart the other day when driving by to Dollar Tree for my nephew's Easter baskets. Yikes. Really? So they're in your neck of the woods. All right, well, that's the thing. But, so this is my point. Isn't it cool to be able to kind of experience fun on the road and be able to do so safely? I mean, there's a lot of cool things that I think you can learn from this. And you can learn to live with less. Now, speaking of which, let's go back to the story about this. And let me show you what I'm looking at, because I could do this now without, worrying about our station's identification. But this is Yahoo, right? I like to follow Yahoo. News stories are very real. Biden warns of food shortages in the wake of Russia-Ukraine war. It's going to be real. That's what he says. It says the price of these sanctions is not just imposed upon Russia. All right. Well, I didn't know that. Biden added that the heads of the G7 nations discussed potential food shortages and ways to alleviate them, raising the possibility that the U.S. and Canada could increase exports. They said, we had a long discussion in the G7 with both the United States, which has the third largest producer of wheat in the world, as well as Canada, which is also a major producer. And we both talked about how we could increase and disseminate more rapidly food shortages. I don't know what that means. How do you disseminate more rapidly food shortages? How do you increase it? You don't increase it, you shorten it, and you get rid of food shortages. So I don't really understand that headline. Ukraine and Russia combined export over a quarter of the global supply of wheat. Oh, there it is. Okay, Ukraine and Russia combined. Oh, so they used to work together. Oh, that's good to know. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, that's how you do in your neighbor, huh? Over a quarter of the global supply of wheat and 1/5 of the world's corn supply. Oh, I did not know that. Corn. Oh, I get that now. That is actually making more sense. Yikes. Several Mediterranean nations could face a major supply crunch. Over 80% of Lebanon's wheat export or imports come from Ukraine. Whoa, who knew they were such a supplier? Yikes. Yikes. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, that's not good. All right. And I didn't do the research enough to say, oh, what does that mean? But here's what it means in this. Actually, let me read a little further on this, then I'll break it together for everyone here. Several Mediterranean nations could face a major supply crunch. Over 80% of Lebanon's wheat imports come from Ukraine, while over 60% of Turkey's wheat imports come from Russia. That's according to UN Comtrade data cited by the Financial Times. Okay, so the price of wheat's going up. That's number one. That's the signal to traders. Wheat. And if you think what wheat is in, then you understand what we will have more in price. It doesn't mean that there's going to be less of it for us here in the U.S. It just means that the price is going to be high. When the price of bread goes up, the price of everything goes up. It's a signal to the rest of the economy. Hey, yeah, commodities. That's a problem for the rest of the world because wheat has always been seen as kind of like a food supply thing. It goes all the way back to like Moses era. All right. When you get bread was always known as kind of a thing that would fill your belly up. All right. And if you got enough bread, you would fill your belly up and you'd be more full than not. All you need to do is live on bread and you'd be full. Now, of course, there's science about bread and gluten and other things. So people kind of go, all right, well, do you really need it? Now, in some people, when they get rid of it, they get rid of a lot of fat. But if you're starving and you want to fill your belly, you want fat, right? So then that's where bread comes in. So bread has always been seen as kind of a necessity to have throughout centuries. The problem with it is we understand now that we're more smart, we'll put it like that, more intelligent when it comes to food. You don't need to live on bread, right? Man must not live on bread alone, but on every utterance, right? That's a normal scripture. Because at the end of the day, there's so much more to live off of, right? Fruits, vegetables, canned goods, tuna, things that will fill your belly for good. Yeah. All right. So, think earthquake, think disaster. What would you live off of? Would it be bread? I don't know. Plus, you got to prepare it. You don't buy it at the store. That's why I say when you see like wheat, you go, all right, crackers. I get that. I get Wheat Thins. No more Wheat Thins. I get that. I get it, but I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't sustain me, right? At the end of the day, it doesn't make me live long, right? If anything, some people have allergies to gluten, right? Which is in bread more often than not. So my point is, you don't need to live off of that stuff, but in the economy of financials, for some reason, people don't like switch their head to think other things. So when they see wheat, all of a sudden it's like, right? So they base everything on the price of wheat. In other words, back in the 50s and the 60s, a loaf of bread would determine kind of where the economy was at. When you would say, yeah, but the price of bread has gone up, well, then that means everything else goes up. Does that make sense? What I would wish people would do is just say, well, what is the price of food that keeps you alive? And I would say fruits. I would put vegetables at a third position. I put fruits and water. Okay, strong first and second. Okay, do we have no water? The answer is no. We have plenty of water. I mean, that's obvious, right? And if you don't have water, or if you don't feel you have water, you have things that can filter water. So you have water for days. Do you have fruit? Yes. But with certain colder climates coming up, the answer is no. So do you freeze the fruit? That would be the smarter thing. Do you bring the supplies inside, meaning that you grow on the inside of warehouses? I've been saying this for a while that we should do that. Vegetables are a strong third, but you don't need them to live. There's so many fruits that when you add them to the diet and you just live on fruit alone, like apples, strawberries, bananas, the very simple ones, the ones that grow anywhere, right? Or are easy to get. Trying to think of some other ones that are pretty, just very basic, but you can get anywhere, but not hard to prepare. I'm going to stick with those three, okay? But if those go up in price, then I would say, okay, that would signal the price for everybody. But people don't think like that. People think wheat goes up, everything goes up. It's a signal to the rest of the economy, traders that trade in this way, and that's the problem. They determine, in essence, how much things are eventually based on certain predictions of certain models. So when he says this is a signal to buy wheat. Okay, that's number one. To others, it's a signal to go buy other things that are combined with wheat. All right, so now you got pigs. They should go along with it, which means bacon. Price of bacon's going up. Let's see what else. There's something else that goes up with bacon. It'll come to me. But my point is this. When it signals to traders to do this, that means we're going to have prices go up. This is why I say save your money. That's why I say, hey, get on a protein diet of powder, water, and have that for the rest of the days. A, you'll feel better long term. B, you'll be all right financially because you don't need to spend a lot of money to buy everything that you ever buy, right? You just downsize. That's why I love the van living, because it kind of gets you in that mindset of how much can you fit in a small little refrigerator, right? So, and then how much can you really eat a day, right? Yeah. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Now, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said at a press conference earlier this week that the U.S. is itself not expecting a food shortage for Americans. Yeah, I can see that. Psaki said to reporters, while we're not expecting a food shortage here at home, we do anticipate that higher energy, fertilizer, wheat, and corn prices could impact the price of growing and purchasing critical food supplies for countries around the world. That's basically the answer. Okay, that's what I was getting to. Prices are going up, people, whether you like it or not. And that is the sad thing of where we're at right now. So based on what you make now, if you have a job, keep it. If you don't have a job, get one. And if you do have a job, make sure you're happy at it, because you're going to start seeing certain corporations and certain businesses start to fail. When prices go up with wheat, sugar. That's the signal. Yeah. It's always pigs, sugar, and wheat. Yeah, that's the one. When the prices of those go up, for some reason, economy goes down financially. So all those places that want your bottom dollar really high. Let me give you an example. Apple was smart to make a cheaper product. Okay. Because they see what's coming. They're the smart ones. All right. Anybody that says, hey, we're going to make a less expensive option for you, that is the one that's going to stay alive through the rest of what we're going to see. Okay. Financially, any smart company will say, how do we provide less financially? Meaning, okay, let me help you out. Let's say the price of... Okay, these are vitamins I take. I have no problem showing this, all right? Let's see. It's called Nugenix, right? Total T Ultimate, all right? I take this not as often as I should, but I take it, all right? It keeps my testosterone at levels that I need it at, right? Because whenever you're a man, they usually decline at the age of 38, all right? I happen to be 44, okay? So my point is I got to take this, all right? It helps me out with the testosterone. Now, the price of this, to make this, all right, is nominal, right? It's what they sell it at, right? But let's say this goes up more. Am I going to want to buy it with all the economy where it's at? Well, that depends on priority for me. Do I want it that bad? The answer, I could do without it, right? Do I like it? Yeah, I enjoy it. It gives me more energy. It gives me more things that make me feel more young than not, because testosterone in the body is needed, right? So that's why I take it. That's why I love it, right? A friend actually told me, hey, go take that. You'll be fine. Take it. Honestly, yeah, all the time. So I'd be like, all right, well, you aren't wrong. It does make me feel better when I actually have it a lot. And it's just 2 a day, right? And in this, it provides 120 tablets. So, it goes far longer, right? It's a little pricey, but for me, it's worth it. But if it goes up in price, do I want to pay for it? No, I probably would look for another alternative. I would be like, okay, who's your competitor? Because I did research on testosterone stuff, and I'm like, all right. And I did see this was one of the better ones out there. But let's say they drop it by $8 all of a sudden. Am I going to be loyal to these people? Yeah. During a pandemic and during a financial crisis that we're going to go through? Yeah. So that means all they have to do is just figure out how to do that, right? Now, I buy it at GNC, but do I maybe do a better job if I go buy it direct? Or maybe they have a supply that they can mail me ever so often. Would I subscribe to that? I don't subscribe to many things, so the answer is no. But you could do it in ways that you get your income all the time. Do they want to do that because they don't want to pull out of GNC? I don't know. But my point is there's ways around it. What if GNC all of a sudden closed? Boom. Oh, no. Right? Where are you going to get your pills? Well, Target probably. That's the answer, because they have these at Target, by the way. But my point is this. You have to think like a company that wants to stay long-term in business. The ones that are going to be short-term are the ones that keep the prices really high. Okay, so although Apple makes affordable phones, they don't make affordable laptops. They don't make affordable computer systems. They don't make affordable other stuff, right? Just yet. Will they? I feel the answer is yes. They're one of the few ones that will last through it all. All right, Coca-Cola, perfect example. Coca-Cola has been through the Depression and back. They've been through probably 8 depressions, right? You want to call them depressions, you call them recessions, whatever. I call them depressions because they depress people along the way. People get depressed, okay? So when they get depressed, they do a lot of things when they get depressed, but eat is what they do most of. So food, when you price food in a high way, you go back to 1930 mentality. And 1930 mentality was really bad because at the end of the day, no one could afford stuff. Very, very common, especially if you're already living on food stamps, right? So then you got to go, okay, what are we going to live on that makes sense? I say protein powder, man. There's a lot of protein powders that are, it helps you save money, right, while everybody else is paying a lot. And then when things start to kind of level out, or you get a job that actually pays more, then you start introducing things that, might be fun, like ice cream or dairy or, other fun stuff. I don't know what that is for you. Doritos, right? Cool Ranch. But my point is, if you do it right, you will be ahead of what's coming financially. All right. Now, I've already talked about these things ahead of time on the show, and every single one of that I've talked about has come true, unfortunately. Okay. Coronavirus, still here, not gone. War, still here, not gone. Food supplies, starting to get weird. I'm going to stick to, climate shift. Oh, boy. When all these things add up in a bad way, as they are right now in such a short time, we have a problem with our friends and family, okay? That's why I say, if anything, get with your friends and family. Don't stay away from them. Know who your friends are. Trust your friends to help you stay alive. Trust your friends to check in on you. Trust your friends to say, hey, how are you doing? Trust your friends, all right? Trust your friends to say at the end of the day, hey, if you're suffering, I want to be there for you, right? If you are sad, if you're upset, if you went through a breakup just suddenly all of a sudden or recently, if you don't isolate yourself. I think that's probably the best thing for me to say, right? Be careful with the people that you associate with because you don't want them to have coronavirus and give you coronavirus and boop, goodbye. That would be horrible. But, be all right with knowing who your friends are. You could probably think of them. They're usually anywhere from 3 to 8 people. On average, those are the ones that would say, hey, you need a place to stay? Stay at my place. Stay on the couch. We don't have room for you otherwise, but stay there. I had at one point gone through a breakup, and I actually went into the garage of a friend who actually had converted it in, like, with the couch and everything. And I lived there for, like, I don't know how long. Maybe it was a month or 2. Maybe 3 months. I don't really know. But just until I got where I needed to go next, right? And I was fine with that. That happened about 8 years ago or so, maybe more, maybe 12. I don't know. Getting to that age, seriously, I need brain food. But my point is this: what we all need to do is make sure that we stay ahead of what's coming. When they signal this, when Biden signals this, food shortages, all right, that's a big what do we do, right? So what we do is we economize. Buy protein powder, get used to it, all right, ahead of time, and you'll be well ahead of it. So when it happens, you go, it doesn't faze me because you could be ahead of it, all right? Back in the 1930s, no one thought like that. I would say to poor people, buy protein powder, buy a shaker, and buy protein powder, buy a shaker, and buy cups that you're going to enjoy your smoothie in because that's going to be your life for the next 3 years. Once you enjoy that, you will never, ever be weak. You'll be able to do whatever you need to do. Shoot, you'll be like that girl. She prepares fruits, vegetables, and smoothies all day long. Not saying that she doesn't have the occasional, other stuff. Well, she's vegan, so she doesn't have steak. But my point is, when she's out with her friends or family, yeah, she has money to spend. Or she might buy it, to go if she doesn't want to prepare. I don't know. I don't know her schedule. But she's ahead of it. And she's still traveling. She's still having fun. And if there was a disaster, she'd be able to be out of it because she has a vehicle to drive out of the way, right? I would hope. So that's my point, because I wouldn't want her stuck in the snow, because we've all seen how that happens, right? But she'd be able to live in her vehicle because she has solar. That's what I like. So she has that ability, but don't ever go anywhere where you get stuck, seriously. And I'm talking to you personally, just so you know. Okay, I know I'm talking as though she's going to see the show. Well, she might. I don't know. We'll tag her in this. So ChristianSchaefer.art. Go see her. Let's see. Stephanie Reed in social media says, I know I always wanted to travel from Italy to London, Switzerland, and then to Australia and be like that Gilmore Girls episode to travel with just a backpack and camera gear to hop on a plane and train. Yeah, I would say have your mom with you and then have You know what? Your mom would probably prefer an RV. Get an RV. Do that way. Stephanie Reed says the best store to shop at is Dollar Tree and Dollar General. I can get my Cosmic Brownies for about $1.15 and sour cream Pringles for $1 at Dollar General. Yeah. And that's the other thing. You can get food for less. I will say this, though. Go healthy, all right? Because the reality is you want to stay healthy during this time because you don't want to put on the pounds because then you'll be lazy, you'll be slumber, and then when you need to work, you'll be so it's better to invest in your body first. I'll give you a perfect example, okay? My mom recently invested a little bit more on organic, all right? And she literally said it, and I'm so glad she finally said it because before, back in the day, she would have never said this, but she said it's an investment to your body. Now, she recently has lost, I want to say 30 pounds, and she's happy for it, okay? She, at one point, was told by a gym trainer, or maybe 2 or 3, I don't really know, that she would never get down to the weight that she is at now. But do you know what she got rid of in her diet? Bread. Yeah. Bread and other things. And yeah, she may, count what it is that she puts in her body day in, day out, day in, day out. Sometimes she says, oh, that's not good for me, that's not good for me. But she's done it while being diabetic, by the way. All right? Now, here's the good news of the day. Her diabetes down. Yeah, she's almost to the point again where she has no diabetes, right? So she's been able to monitor. She's been able to stay very good with all that. She has the occasional stuff, as I say, moderation, right? Maybe a little low sugar, right? Just moderation. Fruit is sugar, but it's a better natural sugar than other sugars. So she'll have a little bit. I say just have a little taste. That's all you need. You don't need the whole bar, right? I might get like, a Hershey's bar. I go, here's 2 little pieces. Here you go. That's good enough for your sugar. Boom. Tasty, yummy, scrumptious, and you get to have a little taste, and you go, And the body really just needs that. It doesn't need the whole bar, right? So anybody that has the bar, then they eat it all. You ever get to the point where your body's like, too much? That's a signal to your body that says to you, hey, less of that, right? Just enough. And then when you feel like it's too much, it probably is too much. But we have this thing in our head of gotta complete it. Just put it in a little bag and put it away. Have a little at a time. Chocolate actually lasts a long time, just so you know. So, but that's my point. As humans on this earth, we need to understand. We need to be aware of what's happening next. And I will say, when I see Biden announcing this, it's going to signal to the rest of the world, but you got to put it in its perspective. You cannot say, oh my God, there's going to be less of everything. That's not going to happen, all right? And if it is going to happen, be ahead of it and buy protein powder. I don't even have one to share with you right now. I don't. But buy enough because protein powder lasts forever. Really, it does. Especially if you keep it sealed. And just have that. Have a good shaker. They have shakers. You just right. You can do it on the fly. I used to do that day in and day out, morning, afternoon, and evening. If you have one like that, you'll be more than full, right? It has all your nutrients in there. Get a good one. Invest in a good one. And then just have what you need every day with that. And you'll be fine the rest of life, Now, I do say for other people, never go homeless intense because once you hit that block, it's a huge block back to getting back to normal, okay? It just is. I've spoken to some people that want to get back to the way they were pre-tent life on the sidewalk or in a city or in a town. And it's very difficult to get there. But van life is the next best step, I say. Especially if it looks like that. All right, I'm going to bring it up again because I think you guys need to see it because I know we have new people watching. But I'm going to bring it up so you guys can see it here. All right, and I'll click on some of her links right now. So again, Christian A. Schaefer. All right, this is her site. I'm going to click on commercial. I have no idea what's on here. So, all right, so she does some brands. She features them because she's able to travel around the world. Eddie Bauer, Visit Florida, Capture One, Dominican Republic, Ministry of Tourism, Visit Reno, Tahoe, Mazda on the road. So she's like us. We get vehicles along the way. Samsung, right? How to keep a watch ready to go. Land Rover. Oh, not gonna lie, Land Rover's awesome. Beautiful Destinations Luxury Collection. Cliff Bar. Okay. Travel Alberta. She says gear I use. All right, I'm gonna click on this actually. Photo. All right, so that's her van again. All right. It says what are your van life essentials? Domestic 12-volt fridge. Remember, she has solar on the top. All right, I would put another solar panel on top. I feel I could be wrong, because I would want to see like push it to its max. A, I'd want to live stream for days, and B, I'd want to just kind of be that person where I'm like, put a PlayStation in, for the kids from time to time, with their families. Be like, hey, check this out. Do you want one? And then I'd sell Vans for days to come, right? At 80,000, 80 plus on a 20-year plan, sign me up. Let's see. She's got a collapsible electric kettle, AeroPress coffee maker. Yep, good for the morning. Domestic cassette toilet. Not sure what that is. A domestic ceiling fan. Not sure what that is. Mini broom and dustpan. Camp shovel. Reusable mesh produce bags. 2-burner gas cooktop stove. Bamboo utensils. Odor-proof garbage bin. That makes sense. Collapsible storage bin with handles. Compostable trash bags. Foldable cube storage bin. All right. And then she's got linen. I would ask about the occasional. Somebody's got to come out with a really good washer and dryer that is like compact and affordable. Okay, so this is her gear, right? So she's invested in her gear, and she's got some pretty cool cameras. Because I'm not gonna lie, I've been wondering how to do this. She's got her drone set up right there, right? And that's a smart drone too. I think it's one of those that it follows you. That's how she gets her faraway shots. You're like, all right, how do you do that? It's awesome. Her Canons there, her GoPro, which are pretty cool. So she's got her gear there, right? So basically lenses for days, so she could do very close with those Canons, right? So it's really the Canon with special lens, right? And those are expensive, by the way. So she's got a Canon EOS R5 mirrorless. I would go, and I hate to say this, but I'm going to say this. I prefer the JVC GH5. Awesome camera, more affordable now than ever, and does 4K. And I think they're coming out with an 8K version, if they're not already there at 8K. Maybe they are already there. And then she's got her mics and stuff. This is her stuff to store her stuff. So she's very connected, right? She's not like a camper with no supplies. So this is where I say, hey man, because I sometimes ask ladies, if you're ever on a date or if you're ever visiting somebody and you ask somebody, hey, would you go camping? Some women are like, they have that little grimace. It's like, no, but they would do it like this because they want their comforts. That's all it is. They want the comforts. They want to be able to go to a restaurant. They want to go to the toilet, and they want to be able to put their makeup. She's able to do all that and more, right? But it says, what does your desk look like? She has a MacBook Pro 15-inch, 32 gigabyte, 1 terabyte, i9, 2.9 gigahertz. Nice. She invested on that. She's got her backup for all that. Apple iPhone 12 Pro. All right. What camping gear do you use on your trips, right? She's got all that here. So if you click on these, it kind of gives her, it gives her a little bit of something. So go and click on them if you want to go and purchase them. She gets a little, I'll say a little commission there. What are some of your favorite books? Those are the books that she's been able to read. I would say, what's some of your favorite music? I don't know if you get links on that, but there you go. Oh, you know what? Let me click on her. Let's see. Should we click on her Facebook or YouTube? We'll click on her Facebook first. All right. So, again, she's very much, because I know a lot of you are tuning in. You're going on Facebook. So, I haven't followed her. I'm going to go and follow her now. She has 3.1 thousand followers. Okay, that's cool. We'll tag her on this. But these are her photos. Okay, I'll go ahead and like it. Let's see. Ooh, that's beautiful. I'm going to go and love that. Beautiful sunset. Let's see. New YouTube video. Boom. All I would recommend is put the link here over the YouTube video. Oh, she's smart. She put it down here. Oh, you know what? I don't know. Facebook does some weird stuff. Sometimes they don't. I don't know. Sometimes they allow it, and then sometimes they kind of block it. Maybe she's smart about that. She puts it in the comments. Maybe, actually, that might be smarter. I don't really know. I would have missed it, to be honest. I don't really know. Gonna put that in the YouTube video. I really wish. See, how do you get these? That's so smart. Oh, you probably copy and paste it. That makes sense. All right, so there you go. And then, yeah, she puts it in the comments. Yeah, there's probably a reason for that. Yeah, that's definitely it. Yeah. So these are some of her photos. Oh, look at that. How did she do that? I got no clue. Oh, she drives to it and then stops and then gets her things. So she always has her ways of she basically, she just needs to do a film. Yeah, that's what she needs to do. She has a film in her head, I guarantee it. All she has to do is like put a couple people in it and then do that. Actually, that's smart. That's what I would do. I've been thinking of a film on the road. That's why I'm probably thinking like that. All right, let's go ahead and put a like there. But so she's got her social media ready to go, right? All right, let's see. By the sea, also. We'll put on that. I do want to be by the sea, not gonna lie. But see how you can park it anywhere? Just make sure you're safe, and she does that. She has a video on just that. Here's one. Obviously, she has a friend there. I'm gonna put a like on that. But look at that view. And then she's able to take pictures, but she also sells them. All right, so you could buy some of her prints, I think, on her site too. You can support her. But all right, so I'm gonna click on her. This one, I'm gonna go to her YouTube, promote that, and all you have to do is just go subscribe. Now I'm already subscribed. I subscribed last night because I was talking about this. I'm like, wouldn't it be cool to have her on the show? She has 161,000 subscribers, but she lives this life, and she could do it totally. She just has to be where she has good Wi-Fi, right? And we do have a good provider of Wi-Fi, which is awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I look at many videos and I go, how do they do it? And I'll look at this. Like, this is one where she has I like the photo. The photo, I don't know if you guys can see that. It says, my secret to long-term van life. I don't know what her secret is, but probably because she's able to be in it and then not in it at times, right? Because she can still stay wherever she wants. If she wants to stay in a hotel or a place, she can. She's not limited to just that. Let me skip this ad. I know it pays you. But I need to get to this Christian. So, but that's what it looks like. Now I like the dark black ones. The white one reminds me of like a FBI van, which yeah. Oh, but see, there she is, like in a helicopter. I mean, come on. And I know some people were like, "What? How do I do that?" Beatrice tuning in, Patty tuning in. Yeah, I see you guys there. Say hi. Let us know where you're tuning in from. But I'm sharing this because this is the type of life that I say, why not? Right? Yeah, sure, coronavirus, big deal. But she does it safely when she goes into town. She still wears a mask. She doesn't, she's not completely away from this. But this is the type of living that I say, why are more not doing this? I personally would not drive around in an RV. A, I'm not old enough. And B, RVs are way too big, right? I know price of gas is up, but it'll come down. It will. But then you just park it, find a good place, find a good space. She got energy for days on this van. But she usually goes places where she needs to go next. Some brands reach out to her. They go, hey, can you come here? And she probably includes it in her, amount, yeah, I could come here for this or that, let me help you out. Lifestyle living, certain gear or places actually reach out to her. So if you're seeing her for the very first time, you can check this out. But she's always recording, right? And very smart. So she shares her details all throughout. I don't know what she's saying here. I should probably put on the captions. Let's say captions. There you go. But she doesn't have to stay in the van if she doesn't want to. But it's a great option to save your money, right? Save your money. Why not? It makes sense. A lot of people don't think in this way, and they need to think in this way, especially in the days ahead, right? I know war's here, coronavirus. People are going to be suffering throughout because we're all relaxing right now a little too much, I will say. But, why not have fun along the way? It's not all bad, right? She's having fun along the way. She's keeping safe. She's keeping up herself, her energy. She's keeping up everything that she needs. And she's doing the right thing. All right, I'm going to skip this here. I kind of want. Oh, okay. I can't skip little doggy. It's so cute. And this might be her family home. I don't really know, or her friend's home. I really don't know. But she can stay anywhere as well. I would be like, hey, can I stay in a resort, right? Because we promote a lot of stuff and we've been put up like this. So yeah, sometimes that happens. Oh, these are her friends. See, and she's showing them what she has. You could swap out. You could be like, hey, why don't you stay in the van? Go rent it out. I'll house it. You can switch it up. There's ways to do it. I would say even if you invest in one of these short term, you can still Airbnb these. These are Airbnb-able, if that makes any sense. You could Airbnb them easy, and then just make sure you have the insurance so that if there's any problem with it, you count that, right? She puts housesitter.com, Nomador. Oh, so maybe she does do that. I don't really know. Oh, interesting. I mean, she does do a trade. Oh, look at that toilet. I'm sorry, not toilet. I always think, what's the toilet next to that? But that is the type of, can I just pause on that? Because that's my life. I want one of those. Hold on. I'm going to pause there because I love, hold on. Let's see if I get it. There it is. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. How do we do that in a van, right? That would be my forever, oh, it's short. I want one that I fit in. But still, you get the idea, right? It's like one of those, I don't know why, that's just a dream of mine. But, wait, what did she put? Let me put in the comments. Let's see. My 2018 is when I first moved out of my apartment and into my SUV. It's only been 3 years on the road. And that's the thing. She's been 3 years on the road. All right. She has a van, which is a 2019 Ram Pro Master. 1500 high roof. Okay, well, I'll keep playing. But obviously, she can do more than just live in the van, I think is the point. She has a membership to the gym, so she can work out or use the restroom there or use the bathroom there or, use what I would want, which is hot water for days. I'm the kind of person that, I could take a shower for, a good 10 minutes and go, it's not long enough, right? I think the most I've ever been, probably 18, 20 minutes, I think. Because, I got to shave. I shave in the shower, and stuff. But, I like my modern convenience of that. This is how she puts things away. She gets things that are foldable, which is smart because it's warm, right? Because she goes into very cold climates. Oh, she's maintaining her place here, right? Cleaning dead bugs off. She's maintaining it. So she's showing, the realities of it all. That's called maintenance. I mean, you do that in a home. Maintaining her refrigerator, smart. Keeping it clean. That's the toilet. And they have all different types. I still would challenge toilet makers to make a really good one that is sealed and easily disposes of. I had some theories on this. My mom and I were going through it, and there's some ways to do it to where you just, in a bag, throw it away, boom, done. I mean, you do it for dogs. Why not for humans? You know what I mean? I have no idea what this is. Oh, there we go. Washing, laundering and stuff. Yeah. Charging electronics, uploading files over Wi-Fi. So she's talking about the things that she has to do, ordering things online, backing up stuff, taking inventory of things in the van. So obviously she has friends, is my point. She's not friendly. Always keep your friends, with you and around you. This is an ad. All right, we'll let this ad go so we can pay her. But my point is this, and then she makes money on YouTube, right? This video has 86,000 views. If it gets to 300,000 views, she'll probably be paid a good $800. Anywhere from 600 to 800. It just depends on what you click or don't click on. So sometimes when you want to support, don't click on the skip ads. I know we have a lot of stuff on our channel as well. If you skip the ad, it doesn't really give us anything. It's when you kind of look through it all, then YouTube pays us. You don't have to pay us. You just kind of pay through watching it, if that makes sense. It's time for money for YouTubers everywhere, right? All right, good. So we kind of gave her that one. Oh, there's another one. Okay, I'll let this one go too. But my point is this. What we need to do is kind of think in ways that keep us alive and having fun throughout the years to come. Because there's going to be a lot of things depressing people around the world. When you have food shortages being announced by the President of the United States of America, people are not going to do the science of it. They're just going to see food shortages and they're going to freak out. And that's going to be the problem, okay? So going into the weekend, if people see that, they're going to say, oh no, right? But I will say this, there's a way to stay ahead of it. And it's just have fun, do so responsibly, don't view it all as bad, and then understand that if you prepare for it and you financially understand, live with less, spend less, you'll be ahead of it at the end of the day. And then worst case scenario, find an adventure like this. Get to go anywhere that you want. See, she's not away from the world. She understands that the world is there. She just has fun while she travels, you know? And then she has fun recording herself and keeping connected to the rest of the world. Don't get disconnected from the world. That's what I say. I see a lot of people disconnecting from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. And I say don't do that. Don't do that. Because you need your friends. And your friends need you. You just don't know it, right? Never disconnect from the rest of the world, all right? It's not all that bad. Right, there are good people on this earth. All right, I've had challenging times, challenging months, and challenging weirdness with people. I think I've seen some people go, "What is going on with people's lives?" But I would say that's not all people. There's still good in the world, right? So be with the good in the world, right? Find your peace, find your inner space, find the time to say, you know what, I'm going to do the right thing for not just me, but the rest of the people around me, right? Because she's inspiring me to say, you know what, live simply. Have fun along the way. Not gonna lie, I would be with a resort. I'd be like, resort, do you want me to come to your place? I could band there, right, along the way. But you know, there's ways to do it. You know, so evidently, I guess she's house sitting. She must be house sitting, and then she's giving up for her friends or family. I don't really know. Maybe she's renting out her van. That would make sense. I would do that. Again, Airbnb, because you can get $300 to $400 a day with these, and just say, hey, you know, let them pick up, you know, the cost of the maintenance. You know, do that for a few days. That would be the smart way to go. I don't know if she does that, but maybe she does, or maybe she has a place to stop, you know, everywhere. And then some. I know we have friends all around the U.S. and Canada too that I could say, hey, we're coming to your area, and they'd be like, hey, you know, they wouldn't want me to maybe move in, but I'd be like, no, I got my van, it's all right, you know, let's share some food together, let's do so responsibly, you know, but there's ways to do that. There's ways to stay safe, and it's smart. It's just smart, and I like it, and I feel it's the right thing for some people, not all, obviously. But it's real for some people, and I think that's what you need to understand. She's been doing it for 3 years solid. I say probably 4 years max is where she's probably going. I think she's kind of feeling the home life that she kind of wants now. I feel that. I could be wrong. But she'll always keep this van. I don't see her ever selling it, right? I think you'd have to offer her like $1 million plus to part with it. Even then, she'd be like, I don't know. I would say get yourself 3 vans if that ever is offered to you. But you get what I'm saying with this. What I'm saying is you have the ability. Oh, look at that buffalo. How cool is that? You have the ability to enjoy what this world has to offer in this way. I think when you see places like this and you see what nature is and you see what the earth is, you have a very realistic thought that we, A, are not alone on this earth. B, this earth is amazing when you look at the beauty of it all, when it's untarnished by nature of us. And when it's just amazing, right? She has her friends and family over inside the van. She can do that. She can prepare a meal and, you know, entertain. But this is the way I feel we need to get back to. We need to get back to this serenity, peace, love, family, life. This is what it's about. And that's what everyone needs. So have that, enjoy that. Remember, there are people doing it pretty amazingly. And I just want to put that into your thought, because it's a thought I think we all need to at least have there. Just in the event we want to do it, right? Because everybody has that little thought of, wouldn't it be neat to travel? Wouldn't it be neat to go somewhere else? Wouldn't it be neat? But then no one ever does it, you know? And I say do so safely, right? Sometimes some people do it, you know, expensively. You know, I've been watching a couple that do this. Very smart. They're a very smart couple. One day I'll feature them as well. And they do this thing where they've traveled the world together, and they have each other, and then they have the cameras, and they create the content, and then they put it on their YouTube, and they get paid a hefty amount because they have a lot of subscribers on YouTube. How they built it, I do not know. But these people just watch where they go, and they have recommendations. You know, if you're going to be on a train or a sleeper train or a sleeper whatever that is, then do it this way or that way, right? But there are a couple that are young and they're able to do that, and I think it's a great way for couples to honestly, when you are a young couple, it's good to stay always with each other in a good way and then see the world and then just understand you'll help each other through it all, and when you do that, you'll be a forever couple. It just happens. So at the end of the day, remember, life is worth living, but live it in a way that you are able to survive all the stuff that's coming. That way you never enter that weird space that everybody enters at some point, which is depression. Don't get depression to be a part of your life. Break through that barrier. Once you break through that barrier, you'll be happy for life. All right? So that's my recommendation for the day. Focus on that going on into your life, and focus on that so that you go beyond your own self and you go beyond the limitations that others put on you, and you go beyond all the things that is happening in this world. Be aware of what's happening in this world. Be aware of what's going on, but be mindful of, hey, we can get through it. You do that, we'll be fine together. All right? All right, I'm out of time, people. Make it a great day, whatever you do. Remember, life is worth living. We'll be back Monday, same place, same channel. Make it a great day, whatever you do, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye, everyone.